on this. And again, I'm going to review what we're doing. Everyone has picked out 2 documentaries. And again, a lot of us had to broaden our scope. So because it's kind of difficult to find, especially when you can't just see any documentary. Some are blocked. So documentaries dealing with the same kind of subject. So for me, I looked at the Spanish flu, the 1918 flu, and then I looked at another fictional one before penicillin. So they both dealt with battling disease. So it wasn't really, similar, but not similar. But I am able to take both of those and compare those. So hopefully at this point, everyone's found their 2. If you haven't, you need to be talking to me. I should have been early the other day. But at this point, you're probably finishing up your second documentary, answering questions, because there are 10 questions for each documentary that you're working on. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the actual assignment and just make sure that we know what we're doing here. This is from the article that Rachel originally read. So this is from Sheila Corinne Bernard's article. These are the 10 questions. There's 9 here, and then there's the 10th one under here. And I know they're lengthy, and the way they're worded, sometimes it kind of makes you, well, what is it asking? So if you have any questions you need clarity on what it's asking, you can let me know. And the rest of this on this document is simply just kind of talking to you about comparing films. And I even had a sample here to show you what it needs to look like when you're finished as far as format. So this is MLA format. Again, there is on documents on Google, you can click on report and then click on MLA, and you can just fill in your information. It'll have perfect double spacing, everything for you. Now, everything's written in Latin, so you'll need to, of course, erase all of that and put in your own information. Your essay should have a title indicating what you're talking about. And again, I want you to focus on one aspect as far as talking about what made, or how it's make or break something, what either made the documentary or what just ruined it for you. I would focus on the same thing for both documentaries. So, and it could be, it doesn't have to be that one's terrible and the other one's great. It could be they're both pretty good, or maybe they're both terrible. But you are giving examples, you're studying that and giving examples. I focused on the fact that I really didn't feel like the argument I feel like it was kind of a surprise at the end of the Spanish flu documentary, because even though the title said Spanish flu and how the effect on the world or something like that, it didn't say anything about it until the very end. And I just felt like, wow, because a documentary shouldn't be like a movie where you're surprise ending. You should be knowing what you're getting all throughout the documentary. So that's what I picked on for both of them. I talked about how the one was weak in that area and the other was very, like I thought it should be. Again, lengthwise, I don't have a length to give you. Just make sure it has a complete beginning, middle, and end. You want to talk about both documentaries about the same length. And so you may just have a paragraph talking about each one. Notice my introduction is a pretty good size. Paragraph 1 and 2, I didn't really write out. I just give specific details. The second one, same thing. And then finally have a conclusion. And of course, the works cited. Everybody needs to have this one, the questions. Then of course, your 2 documentaries will need to be cited. And so this is how you cite a documentary. And actually, that's not. The second line should always be, actually mine don't look right. Hang on. The second line right here should always be indented according to MLA. So let me do that. That's called a hanging margin. And it's just one of those things. It's part of the rule. A lot of times when you have something that cites things for you, it won't do 2 things. It won't double space it, and it won't do the hanging. That's 2 things you always have to do yourself. So make sure it looks like that. And just looking, what is the benefit of having a hanging margin? What can you see really easily? What? The date. Well, sure. The date, yes, but. Yes, I know. I looking at that glancing, I have three entries there, three citations. Notice they're alphabetized, alphabetical order according to whatever the first letter is. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? I know it's a lot. And you're thinking, well, it's a film class. I didn't know, but it's actually an English class. Film is literature. When you finish this, because we did set the due date to next Thursday, mid-class. And I can, if everyone's finished, certainly we'll not just sit around until then. But I'm thinking that might be about time for everybody to finish, and then I can help you if you need help. The second assignment, first, does anybody have questions on this assignment at all? Anybody? Virtual, any questions? Virtual, thumbs up. You guys okay? Virtual? All right, so the second one that's not, it's just where you're making a slideshow for the history by film. Everybody has been assigned a decade. And so what you're doing is you're going to this website and you're reading up on whatever decade you were assigned, and you're picking out interesting information, bits of information. You are not plagiarizing. You are simply reading it, and then you're picking it out, thinking about it, putting it in your own words. I cannot stress that practice enough, that you need to make sure that you are, getting the information and that you're retelling it. And guys, it's always so obvious when someone uses someone else's words, because it just, especially if they can't pronounce the words when they're reading it, like, oh, come on, did you use that word really? So put it in your own words, and if you don't know what it means, either look it up or don't use it. That's what I'm going to say. And we will also cite this article, because this will be on your slideshow. So you will have also a work cited on that. And if you use any pictures, you'd also need to cite the pictures, because that's also artwork as well. Do you have to have pictures? No. But if you have pictures, you'll need to let us know where that came from. And there is a kind of procedure for that as well. It's not just the link. So questions. I'll have a sample for this. I'm going to go ahead and make a sample of what it needs to look like. And I'll have a sample image cited that you can look at it from that point of view. All right, questions on this assignment. This is not even due. I don't have the due date set for this yet, because I was waiting to see how we were doing on the other one. No questions on either one. Probably no one has started this yet, right? No one has you haven't had time. Okay. Complete class time to work on it. All right, so does anybody have anything at all? Any questions? Where are you on this? Like, where is everybody on their assignment? I'm just curious. Let's all tell. What is it? You're starting to write. So you've answered all of your questions, 10 for each documentary, starting to write. Perfect.
I'm still answering a little bit of questions. I have like 3 or 4.
But you finished your documentaries.
Yeah.
Great. Where else are you? Perfect. Anybody else want to show me? Bo, where are you? Finishing the questions. What about you, Kaylee? Where are you? I think you've got it. All right. What about you? Colby, what about you? Where are you at where are you in your assignment? Oh, so you're writing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, virtual. I'm putting on a spot. Where are you virtual? You can chat or you can tell us. I just need to know where everybody is.
I'm finishing up my second documentary because it was kind of long.
Perfect. You're great. Second documentary is longer. Thank you, Emily. Caitlin Ross is writing. Hey, come on, guys. Everyone needs to let me know where you are. This is part of interacting, part of being in class. So I've got to be better at this. I'm not doing good with my virtual. All right. Thank you, Sarai. Answering questions. Perfect. Chat is fine. If you want to chat instead of pushing just starting my second documentary questions. Perfect. Riley, finishing up on the second one. Good. Yes. Oh, please take a STAR test. I think that's awesome. Okay, where else are we? Yes, those are due Wednesday. That's the deadline. Do you ever need to take a STAR test in here? Please, I love STAR test. Did you say STAR test or IR test? Did he say STAR or IR? Oh, really? Okay. Well, I know it. I just didn't know which. But no, I mean, actually, STAR is like the one you're asking. You're doing questions, and IR is on what you read. So, okay. Anybody else? Have I missed someone else's? Okay. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my microphone so I don't blast you guys away. If you just want to turn your camera off and work, that's fine. If you don't mind, just leave it though where you can hear me if I have something to tell you. Is that all right? And I will stop presenting. I'm going to stop recording at this point because I'm not presenting anything new. If something changes, of course I will, but I don't foresee it changing. So I'm going to stop recording.